Have you ever wondered what it truly means to be a citizen? Imagine being born in a country, living your entire life there, only to be told you don't belong. Today, we're diving into a historic legal battle that shaped the very concept of citizenship in the United States, and why it's under threat. This isn't just history. It's a fight for justice that impacts all of us. Stay with us. This is a story you need to hear.
Have you ever stopped to think about what it truly means to belong to a country? To have your rights recognized and your existence acknowledged simply because you were born within a nation's borders? For many of us, citizenship is something we might take for granted. But the concept of birthright citizenship, being granted citizenship solely based on the fact that you were born in a particular country, is not just a bureaucratic technicality. It's a profound statement about equality, fairness, and the rule of law. Today, I want to tell you the story of how this principle became enshrined in the United States and why it's under threat. And as we explore this topic, I encourage you to think about the broader implications for democracy and justice around the world. The story begins with Wong Kim Ark, a man whose name might not be familiar to most, but whose case forever changed the interpretation of the U.S. Constitution. Wong Kim Ark was born in San Francisco in 1873 to Chinese parents who were not U.S. citizens. At the time, the Chinese Exclusion Act was in full force, representing one of the most discriminatory immigration laws in American history. Despite being born in the U.S., Wong's citizenship was questioned when he tried to return from a trip to China. Immigration officials argued that, because his parents were Chinese nationals, Wong himself could not be considered an American citizen. It's hard to imagine now, isn't it? Someone born and raised in a country, denied the right to call it home. Wong took his case to court, and it eventually reached the U.S. Supreme Court. In 1898, the court delivered a landmark decision. Under the 14th Amendment of the Constitution, Wong Kim Ark was indeed a citizen of the United States. This ruling wasn't just about Wong. It established a principle that has endured for over a century. The court affirmed that all individuals born on U.S. soil are citizens, regardless of their parents' nationality or immigration status. This decision was rooted in the language of the 14th Amendment, which explicitly states, "All persons born or naturalized in the United States, and subject to the jurisdiction thereof, are citizens of the United States." Let's pause for a moment to reflect on what this means. The 14th Amendment was adopted in 1868 during the Reconstruction era, a time when the United States was grappling with the aftermath of the Civil War and the abolition of slavery. It was a response to the infamous Dred Scott decision of 1857, which had declared that African Americans could not be citizens. By establishing birthright citizenship, the 14th Amendment sought to ensure that the rights and protections of citizenship were extended to everyone born in the U.S., particularly newly freed Black Americans. It was a revolutionary idea, rooted in the belief that all people are created equal. But here we are, over a century later, and this foundational principle is being questioned. Former President Donald Trump and his allies, including figures like Tom Homan, have proposed ending birthright citizenship. Trump has suggested that he could do so through an executive order, a claim that legal experts widely dispute. The Constitution is clear on this matter, and any attempt to change it would require an amendment, a process that involves significant legislative and public support. Yet the mere suggestion of such a move is deeply troubling, as it undermines the very principles of equality and justice enshrined in the Constitution. Tom Homan, who served as the head of Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, during Trump's first term, is a key figure in these discussions. Homan played a central role in implementing some of the administration's most controversial immigration policies, including the separation of families at the border. You might remember the shocking images and stories from that time. Children held in detention centers, separated from their parents, often with no clear plan for reunification. These policies were widely condemned by human rights organizations, legal experts, and even members of the international community. Homan, however, has doubled down on these policies. In public statements, he has defended family separations and argued for even more aggressive enforcement measures. He has requested billions of dollars in additional funding to expand deportation efforts, signaling a commitment to policies that many argue are both inhumane and unconstitutional. For Homan and others in Trump's orbit, the focus is on deterrence, making the process of immigration so difficult and painful that people are discouraged from coming to the U.S. in the first place. But let's not forget the human stories behind these policies. The families affected by family separation policies are not just numbers or statistics. They are mothers, fathers, and children fleeing violence, poverty, and persecution in search of safety and a better life. Imagine the desperation it takes to leave everything behind and embark on a dangerous journey to an unfamiliar country, only to be met with hostility and cruelty. These families are not criminals. They are human beings seeking refuge and dignity. The idea of ending birthright citizenship ties directly into this broader anti-immigrant agenda. Critics of birthright citizenship often use terms like anchor babies or birth tourism to stoke fear and resentment. They argue, without substantial evidence, that people are exploiting the system by having children in the U.S. to secure citizenship. But the reality is far more complex. The vast majority of individuals born in the U.S. to immigrant parents are part of families who contribute to society in countless ways. They work, pay taxes, and enrich the cultural and social fabric of their communities. The notion that these families are a burden is not only inaccurate but also deeply harmful. Moreover, the legal precedent set by the Wong Kim Ark case is clear. The 14th Amendment guarantees citizenship to anyone born on U.S. soil, and this principle has been upheld by the Supreme Court time and again. Attempts to undermine this principle are not just unconstitutional. They are a direct attack on the values of equality and fairness that the U.S. claims to uphold. If birthright citizenship is eroded, it sets a dangerous precedent. What other constitutional rights could be targeted next? Where do we draw the line? As we look ahead, it's likely that these issues will come before the Supreme Court again, particularly if political leaders like Trump regain power. The stakes are incredibly high, and the decisions made in the coming years will have profound implications for millions of people. But this isn't just a legal battle. It's a fight for the soul of a nation. It's about what kind of country the U.S. wants to be and what values it chooses to prioritize. And while this is a uniquely American issue, it has broader implications for democracies around the world, including here in the UK. How we treat immigrants and those seeking a better life speaks volumes about who we are as a society. Immigration is not just a political issue. It's a human one. It challenges us to consider our values, our principles, and our shared humanity. As we watch these debates unfold in the U.S., it's a reminder to stay vigilant in our own communities and to advocate for policies that reflect compassion, justice, and fairness. Wong Kim Ark's story is a testament to the power of individuals to effect change, even in the face of immense adversity. His fight for justice paved the way for countless others, reinforcing the idea that progress is possible. It's a reminder that the principles enshrined in constitutions are not just words on a page. They are commitments to a better, fairer future. As we wrap up, I want to thank you for taking the time to engage with this important topic. These are complex issues, but they deserve our attention and our action. If you found this discussion meaningful, please don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us continue to bring these stories to light and provide thoughtful analysis on the issues that matter most. Let's keep the conversation going and work together to build a more just and equitable world. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.